listening to the Whitman Environment, a weekly exploration of the environmental issues at Whitman and the greater Walla Walla area. I'm Sarah Golden. You're listening to KWCW 90.5 FM. Today on the Whitman Environment, we are going to be talking about student activism on campus and the change it facilitates. First, let's talk about global warming. Global warming is about as controversial as gravity, yet the United States federal government has taken very little action to stop the trend of climate change. Though this has frustrated many environmentalists, there has been a silver lining. The lack of action on a national level has encouraged organic, grassroots operations to spring up. One of these organizations is the Campus Climate Challenge, a project of more than 30 leading youth associations across the U.S. and Canada. The challenge leverages the power of young people to organize on college campuses and high schools across North America with the goal of obtaining 100% clean energy policies at their schools. It is a growing generation-wide movement to stop global warming and leading our societies to a clean energy future. Today I'm here with Katie King, the president of the Whitman chapter of the Campus Climate Challenge.
Katie, thank you for talking with me. In practical terms, what does the Campus Climate Challenge do here at Whitman?
On every campus, it's a little different, but the broader goal of the movement is to get renewable energy on campuses across the nation. And we've extended that at Whitman to include education and structural policies. We have spent a lot of our time focusing on the Whitman environmental policies and especially in regards to clean energy. But we've also done a lot of educational work in the community and on campus.
Okay, so my first question to that is, what have you done on the Whitman campus specifically?
We've done a large array of things, so it's hard to just go through and list them all right now. But everything from our Focus the Nation week-long event in January this year, which brought the community on Whitman campus with a series of lectures. We brought faculty members from different departments, invited them to speak on something that relates to climate change and extending that to different areas and different disciplines. The focus of that event was to pay attention to the solutions, because I think largely people are aware that climate change is a problem, and what needs to happen now is moving forward. All right, so what are we going to do about this looming crisis? So back to your question. So we've done educational events like Focus the Nation. We've also been meeting with the administration here at Whitman and talking about ways in which we can incorporate clean energy policies and many environmental policies that would contribute to addressing climate change. One of the things I'm particularly excited about is the implementation of our new sustainability coordinator. It's a staff position starting fall 2008, and it's going to begin as an intern position for a student, but assuming that goes well, it will become a full-time staff position in the following years. And the idea behind this campus sustainability coordinator is that they would be the centerpiece for all environmental efforts on campus, because at Whitman there are a lot of people working on all different levels on environmental initiatives, but a lot of that energy is wasted because people aren't coordinating. And so this person would be the touchstone for all of those efforts, and they would be helping to put the resources and the people together.
Has there been a lot of support on campus? Because I feel like there's lots of students on the Whitman campus that believe in the principles of this and may be very excited about it, and then they have a paper to write. So their energy sort of dissipates.
Right. I'd actually say that with Campus Climate Challenge, it's been really rather surprising and quite unique in that students are really dedicated. I mean, we have a good 30 members at every meeting every week, and we have a particular group of students who are really dedicated to addressing climate change. But I think that our group is unique in that the students who come and are concerned with climate change are ready to take action. They're quite dedicated, so I've been quite impressed.
Has there been much support from the greater Walla Walla community?
Oh, I think definitely. At least the people who I've spoken to have come to these events and stuff. There's definitely a segment of the local population that's really interested in these issues. And that's even extended to green building, for instance. There's a lot of talk about green building in Walla Walla right now, which I think is great.
Does the Campus Climate Challenge group on the Whitman campus have like a benchmark or a goal? I know that some schools have the goal of 100% renewable energy. Does Whitman have something like that? Yeah,
we've definitely stated that goal before. What's complicated is that there are a lot of issues in achieving that goal, and that we're aware of. We are idealistic but not naive, so we know that that getting 100% renewable energy on Whitman campus is extremely expensive, and we are actually working right now we're researching whether it's best for us to try to produce our own clean energy or purchase it through renewable energy credits, which is something we've done before. We are also aware that a lot of green initiatives are more expensive. We need to be really careful about how we implement our goals in ways that doesn't cause problems in other areas.
Do you know what percentage Whitman is at right now?
Yeah, there's a little bit of gray area with how it's calculated because we have some new buildings, and so the figures get distorted. But it's around, I think, 36% renewable energy, and that's calculated because we purchase renewable energy credits through the local Blue Sky program. So again, it's kind of an indirect source of clean energy.
Can you sort of define what a clean energy source is? Is there a clean-cut definition for that? Wind turbines are good, hydroelectric bad?
I think that's something that a lot of environmentalists are, we debate about. I also feel really passionately about conservation as a source of energy, reducing energy consumption. And that would be as simple as changing the way we heat and cool our buildings, as simple as what temperature we're comfortable with and how much light we really need in a building, and those sorts of things that are really simple and don't require huge investments.
You've talked a lot about the educational aspect of this. What types of things have this group actually spearheaded to change the way Whitman uses energy?
That's a difficult one. We've certainly met with the physical plant director several times and talked about which areas can Whitman reduce its energy consumption. What thoughts do you have? And the truth is that I think that Whitman students have pushed that issue for a long time, and I get the sense from the physical plant director that Whitman does a lot already, and I'm not trying to say there's no room for growth. But I have been quite impressed the more I've learned that we're already really good about a lot of our energy consumption. So, again, we're looking into changing light bulbs in buildings to more efficient ones, and pushing for greener, building policies and such. Another thing that we've done as an initiative as a club is like a dorm energy challenge. We did that this February. And we had some of the fraternities participated, and some of the first-year dorms, and everyone for a month was measuring how much they could reduce their energy consumption in the building in comparison to previous years. So they're competing with their own building's previous consumption, but the percentage decrease from each building would be what was compared. One of the fraternities won, and we've made a big fuss of it because it's good to reduce the energy, but it's also symbolic as far as making people think in that way.